Your credit score might be dropping right now, even if you've never missed a payment in your life. And if that sounds impossible, you're exactly who needs to watch this. Because every year, millions of Americans do everything they think they're supposed to do. Pay their bills on time, avoid overspending, stay responsible, and still watch their credit score go down. Not because they're careless, because nobody ever explained how the system actually works. Today I'm going to show you 5 things quietly hurting your credit score in 2026. Things most people never even realize they're doing. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to check on your credit report tonight. And honestly, if your score has ever dropped for no obvious reason, I think at least one of these is going to explain it. Before I get into the 5 things, I want to take 1 second. If you have ever paid every bill on time and still felt confused by your own score, you are not imagining it, and you are not alone. This information is not complicated, but it is rarely explained clearly. And that gap costs ordinary Americans real money every single year on car loans, mortgages, and credit cards. If this kind of honest, simple breakdown is helpful to you, take 1 second and subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel keep explaining the things nobody ever sat you down and walked through. It takes 2 seconds, and it might save you thousands the next time you apply for credit. Now, let us get into it. A credit score is not just a measure of whether you pay your bills. It is a measurement of risk, built from dozens of small signals most people were never taught to watch. It does not care how responsible you feel. It only reads the numbers on your file. And that disconnect between how careful you actually are and what the algorithm sees is exactly where most people get blindsided. Here are the 5 biggest ones. The first one catches more people than almost anything else. And the frustrating part is, it often happens while you're actually trying to be responsible. It's called credit utilization. This means how much of your available credit you are actually using compared to your limit. If you have a credit card with a $5,000 limit and you are carrying a balance of $2,000, that is 40% utilization. Most credit scoring models want to see utilization under 30%. Some experts say under 10% is even better for your score. Here is the part that catches people off guard. You do not have to be in debt trouble for this to hurt you. Plenty of people carry a balance because they are paying it down responsibly. A little every month, exactly the way you are supposed to handle a big unexpected expense. But the scoring model does not see the responsible payoff plan. It only sees the percentage of your limit currently being used. So someone who just had a car repair, or a dental bill, or a vet emergency, and is calmly paying it off over a few months, can watch their score dip simply because their balance is temporarily high relative to their limit. Not because they did anything wrong, just because the math of utilization does not know the difference between a crisis and a plan. You thought you were being responsible. The algorithm thought something else. Most Americans have never even heard the word utilization, let alone calculated their own. And it's hard to fix a problem you don't even know has a name. The second thing is closing old accounts. Have you ever looked at an old credit card sitting in your wallet and thought, "I never use this anymore. I should probably close it"? Most people think that's the financially responsible thing to do. Ironically, it can hurt your credit score. But closing an old card does 2 things to your score at the same time, and neither one is obvious in the moment. It can shorten your average account age, especially if that card was one of the oldest accounts on your report. Length of credit history matters, and your oldest account often does more quiet work for your score than you realize, and it reduces your total available credit, which makes your utilization on your remaining cards look higher than before, even if your spending never changed by a single dollar. So picture someone who closes an old card they have not used in years, feels good about the decluttering, and then a few months later notices their score dropped without any new debt, any missed payment, any change in behavior at all. That confusion is incredibly common. Nobody closes an old card thinking, "I hope this hurts my credit score." People do it because it feels like the responsible thing to do. And that's exactly why so many people are caught off guard. And it almost never gets explained at the moment people make the decision to close the account. The third thing is too many hard inquiries. Every time you apply for a new credit card, a store card, or a loan, a hard inquiry hits your report. This next one surprises almost everyone because none of the individual decisions feel like a mistake. It's only when the credit system adds them together that the problem appears. A few inquiries spread out over time are not a big deal. Each one is a small dip, a few points, nothing dramatic on its own. But several inquiries clustered together in a short window of a few months can look different to a lender. It can resemble someone who is suddenly seeking credit from multiple directions at once, even if each individual request was completely reasonable on its own. Think about how normal this actually looks from the inside. You shop for a better phone plan and get offered a store card with 10% off. You apply. A few weeks later, you are looking into a personal loan for a home project, just comparing rates. Nothing committed yet. Then your car needs new tires, and the shop offers financing, so you check that too. None of those moments feel connected to you. They happened weeks apart, for completely different reasons. But to a model reading your file, 3 inquiries in 3 months tells a very different story than 3 completely unrelated errands. That's the strange part about credit scores. They don't judge your intentions. They only record your activity. The fourth thing is Authorized User Accounts. If someone added you as an authorized user on their credit card years ago to help you build credit, that can genuinely help your score for years, as long as that person keeps paying on time. This one actually starts with someone trying to help you. A parent, a spouse, a sibling. Something done with good intentions can quietly become a problem years later. This is incredibly common. A parent adds a teenager before college. An older sibling adds a younger one just starting out. A spouse adds a partner who is rebuilding credit after a rough financial stretch. It is one of the most common acts of quiet financial generosity in American families. But here is the part nobody mentions when they offer to help. If that person ever misses payments, even much later, even years after you stopped thinking about that card at all, those missed payments can show up on your credit report too, as if they were yours. You might not even use that card anymore. You might have genuinely forgotten it still exists. But because your name is still attached to it, someone else's financial trouble, maybe a job loss, maybe a medical emergency, can quietly become your problem on paper, with absolutely no warning and nothing you did wrong. Sometimes helping someone creates a financial connection that lasts much longer than either of you expected. And the fifth thing is credit mix. Lenders like to see that you can responsibly manage different types of credit, not just one kind. This might be the most unfair one on the list, because it often affects people who have actually made smart financial decisions. Revolving credit, like credit cards, and installment credit, like a car loan or a personal loan with fixed payments. If your credit file is almost entirely credit cards, with no car loan, no mortgage, no installment credit at all, it gives lenders a narrower picture of how you handle debt, even if you have managed your cards perfectly for years. This one hits a specific kind of person hardest. Someone who bought their car in cash to avoid debt. Someone who rents instead of owning, by choice or by circumstance. Someone who has simply never needed a personal loan because they planned carefully. All genuinely smart financial decisions. And yet the credit file ends up looking thinner than someone with messier habits, but a wider variety of credit types on record. Having excellent habits with only one type of credit still leaves a gap in the full picture lenders are looking at. It's one of those rare situations where doing everything right doesn't always look right on paper. None of these 5 things require a financial disaster to affect you. They are quiet, invisible habits and circumstances that most people never get explained to them. Not because anyone is hiding it on purpose, but because nobody ever sits down with the average person and walks through how the score actually works. You get the number. You rarely get the manual. And maybe that's why so many people spend years blaming themselves instead of understanding the system. Check your full credit report tonight. Look at your utilization percentage. Look at your account ages. Look at any recent inquiries. Look at whether you are listed as an authorized user on anything you forgot about. Look at whether your credit file includes more than one type of credit. This takes about 10 minutes, and it could be the difference between approval and rejection the next time you apply for a car loan, a mortgage, or a credit card. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 things surprised you the most. I genuinely read every single one. Subscribe to this channel for more honest, simple breakdowns of exactly how your finances really work. Your credit score isn't a judgment about who you are. It's simply a report built from numbers. The goal isn't to chase a perfect score. The goal is to understand the rules well enough that the score starts taking care of itself. Because once you understand those numbers, you stop guessing and start making better financial decisions. I will see you in the next one.